I am Ramona, and welcome to Ramona Interviews. Welcome, John Gentlehawk.
Thank you. I'd like to start off with a nice little song. And a person who taught me this song told me, let the song be what you want it to be, what your intentions are before you sing the song. And my intentions are good, and the song is to try to get you to come to the powwow, to try to think good thoughts. Way hi-ya, way ho hey hey hi-ya, way ho hey hey hi-ya ho, way ho way ho, way ho hey hey hi-ya ho, way ho way ho, way hey hi-ya, way ho hey hey hi-ya, way ho hey hey hi-ya ho, way ho way ho, way ho hey hey hi-ya ho, way ho way ho, way hey hi-ya, way hey hi-ya, way ho hey hey hi-ya, way ho hey hey hi-ya ho, way ho way ho, way ho hey hey hi-ya ho, way ho way ho, way ho hey hey hi-ya ho, way ho way ho.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was lovely. Tell me a little bit about the song.
Well, I've sang this song for a while now, and I learned this song by an elder, and I asked him what the song was. And he said, what are your intentions? What do you want it to be? He says, see what your intentions are, what you're feeling inside, and let that song be that song. Yeah, it's all vocables. There's really no words to it. And what I do is I think about what I'm about to do at that particular point. Mm-hmm. And I've used that song for happy times. I've used it for sad times. So that song is my song that I put out there with my intentions. And hopefully it's always good.
So, Worcester Intertribal Indian Center, tell us about this and the whole reason for you being here and showing us some beautiful things is because there is the 37th annual powwow happening in Rutland, Mass. And that's on June 2nd and 3rd. It's a Saturday and a Sunday, rain or shine. The teepees will be up.
Yes.
And it's from 10 until 5. So tell us a little bit about the Worcester Intertribal Indian Center. What do you do, and how did this powwow start, and then what people can expect to see, and then show us what you brought.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, Worcester Intertribal Indian Center started in 1981, and it started with some wonderful elders in this community, and some of them aren't with us anymore, but they're with us in spirit. And we keep this going. We have, each year, we have an election for officers where we're intertribal and we're not just one nation. We elect our board of directors, our chief, our vice chief, our keeper of the words, our keeper of the wampum, all that. We do it by elections. I have been blessed and honored to have carried the title of their chief for quite a long time now, a couple of decades. And it's just an honor. And you know, it kind of humbles you that they think of me in that way. And I hope I always do them good, and I try. But we keep the powwow going. The powwow is our 37th year, and you know, who would know? You know, it's a blink of an eye. Life is a blink of an eye, and it's fast. But we put on the powwow so we can celebrate our heritage. We can display, we can teach, we can let the people know that we're still here. And many of us have mixed bloods. Some of us can't prove who we are, but they know from family lore where they come from. And they walk the red road. And we put this powwow on as a wonderful celebration event for teaching and to let people know that we're still around.
So teaching people within your center and then teaching the general public?
Yeah, teaching the general public. The people from the center, from our center, we have many different nations that are represented. Many of them Eastern nations. We have some people who have relocated out this way, and it gives all of them a place to celebrate their heritage and share. Many of our traditions are very similar. They are different, but they're similar. So we find a common ground, and we put the powwow on, and we set up a primitive encampment, which it's wonderful just to be near that, just like a page out of the history book. And we try to do the best we can with that. We have wonderful singers that come onto the grounds. We have this year we have 2 wonderful drum groups coming on the grounds, and they've been with us for quite some time, and they do the songs, and they have the drums and the wonderful voices, and a lot of the songs are sacred songs, and they're prayer songs, and some of the songs are intertribal songs, and the dancers really get going. They rock and roll a little bit, but it's wonderful. So when people enter the grounds, they're probably going to hear the drums in the background. And hopefully they're there before grand entry, because that's when...
Now, what time does that start?
Grand entry is approximately noontime. And
Both days?
Both days.
Okay.
And it's approximately noontime. We urge people to get there. We open up at 10 in the morning, so if they want to visit all the vendors, they're not losing out on what's going on in the circle. They can, when the circle opens up, they can be at the circle. We have a food vendor on the ground, so people don't have to carry in food, which if they want to, they can. We urge people to maybe bring a comfortable folding chair or a blanket to put on the ground. This event is rain or shine. But people are going to hear those drums. They're going to see the dances. They're going to see all the colors of all the different regalia. It is. It really is. We have a wonderful MC that's very knowledgeable. So as he MCs and introduces the next song and introduces these drum groups, he'll tell history behind that particular dance they're going to do. And he'll talk about people's outfits, their regalia. So he will educate. He'll let people know when it's okay to take pictures and when it's not okay to take pictures. We honor our veterans when we first open up. We do a veteran song, and we ask all veterans to come into the circle. And we honor our flags, our colors. We have all the colors of all the different nations that'll be there represented. Of course, we bring in the American flag. We bring in our council flag and our council staff. So it's really good. We have a raffle table where we try to raise money to pay for the powwow. So we have raffle items and chances and a donation table. We have teepee tours throughout the day at given times, and we bring quite a bit of people through that.
And what would they see?
Oh.
I mean, did they get to go inside? Did they just go around it? Is it only one tribe's teepee? Are all teepees the same from tribe to tribe?
The teepees are a little bit different. We try to set up the teepees so they're like a common, what you would see in the plains, okay? And I set my camp up so it's after encounter. After encounter would have been after the settlers started to come, after the soldiers came.
Okay.
So there'll be things inside my teepee that might have been picked up off the battlefield. that might be displayed inside the teepee. There'll be buffalo lances. There'll be a lot of buffalo items because we lived off the buffalo. There'll be children's things, toys inside the teepee. There'll be furs inside the teepee. There'll be our fire area where we cook. There'll be items in the teepee that I probably traded with my next door neighbor who is a fur trader. And he comes to our village and he brings all types of cool things, all modern conveniences. So if I can get that cast iron frying pan for my wife and my mother to use in the teepee, it would be like getting the first microwave oven. So it would really help them. If I could trade with a little stove, it would help an elder. I could give that stove to an elder to help make their fuel last longer. We tell stories about the teepee. Tell stories about how the grandparents would sit up all night. They would live right in there with you. The whole family would have the teepee. And the grandparents would keep the fire going all night long, and they would protect the children from cinders popping and landing on everybody. And then during the daytime, they would take the beds. They would rest
sleep.
and they would sleep. So everybody did something. There was a job for everybody to do in a teepee village. So we have many different educational facts, and yes, people come in. I probably bring about 10 to 12 people in at a time, and we go all around, and we have some family artifacts that are in there, and we have different tools that are in there. So it is like stepping into history.
And you encourage people to ask questions?
Absolutely, absolutely. And sometimes we'll have gifts for the children. If they come in, maybe we'll have a feather or a trinket or an arrowhead that we can give them. The children come in and I'll let them try on my headpiece. I'll let them try on a fur headpiece, a warrior's piece. I'll let them hold the war clubs. So they really get a charge out of that. And they learn that, we were family back then. We weren't the scary people. We weren't the bad people. We were protecting our village. We were living as families, and defending and protecting and trying to keep them fed.
And how many vendors come, and what would you find at the vendors? And then we can pop kind of back to our first question is, how do you get in? Is there a fee to get in?
Oh, well, the vendors, there is a fee. But the fee does not go to us. We have a donation of $5 per carload. And that fee, we let the camp get it. We let Treasure Valley Boy Scout Camp get that fee. And with that fee, from going in today's world, where can you go for $5 and spend a whole day? Nowhere. So that $5 fee gets turned over to the camp, and they can do better things for the kids. They can make the camp a better place. They can do a repair that'll benefit the children that are going to be coming through those gates early July through August. So that's
the parking fee supports
the
Treasure
camp.
Valley, and Treasure Valley camp.
And Treasure Valley, the Scouts, the Order of the Arrow, they run the parking. So it's a Scout run event for the parking, and they'll get the handicap down as close as they can. They do a great job, and we're happy that we can offer them that parking fee.
So the idea is to come early.
Come early. So
you said you open at 10,
we
but
open
the
at
procession
10.
starts at 12.
Yeah. There'll be background music. There might be a flute player during the day between 10 and 12. Some stories. We'll probably start doing some teepee tours. So there's activity going on. We also have a table where children can do some crafts. But we probably have about, I'd say, anywhere from 15 to 18 vendors, ranging from selling homemade moccasins, to selling regalia pieces, to selling bead items, to turquoise, to raw materials, because our dancers like to come and they like to buy raw materials to be able to make some of the outfits and stuff. So there's all types of stuff. There's vendors that sell Native American designed T-shirts and hats and all types of stuff. We have some locally grown honey that's sold on the grounds. some artwork, of course. So that's what they can find. We have a wonderful food vendor, and so people don't have to bring a lunch. The food, he tries to mix it up. He obviously has the simple things, but he'll have like buffalo burgers. He'll have usually has he calls it an Indian taco that he'll make with different things that would have been indigenous to the people. But he has all the soft drinks. He has coffee. He has dessert items. He has chili. He has all types of stuff. So there's people can really French fries and all kinds of stuff. He's a good guy. He's been with us a long time.
That's good. Now tell us something about what's beside you.
What's beside me is my headpiece, and there's a family that vends at our powwow, and we're very close to this family, and they're one of the artists that sell crafts at the powwow, and they made this headpiece for me. Now, traditionally, a native person in a village would earn feathers. He would earn feathers over a period of time. In some tribes, the family would hold the feathers for quite some time, and when the warrior would have enough feathers collected to get a bonnet made, the family would now make him a bonnet.
Okay.
So this is my bonnet. I'll try it on to show you. This is a Blackfoot style bonnet, and it's called a stand-up bonnet, and it has the ermine on it, and anyone wearing ermine is usually somebody of importance in the tribe. Okay. And a lot of warriors wear ermine on their shirts. They're relentless. They will not give up. These little creatures will not give up when they're going after something. So every warrior wants that type of energy.
Okay.
So this is my headpiece. So I would wear this for ceremonial, or if I'm doing something, if I'm doing a blessing, or if I'm just at the circle, greeting people, or greeting people to come into my teepee. Sometimes I will have it on, or I'll have it on display. In my teepee. Yeah.
In your teepee.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's made out of a felt material.
Yeah. There's some felt in here. There's wool. There's antique brass beads. And of course the feathers. Yeah.
And the feathers.
Yeah.
Now, does the type of feather signify anything?
Well, yes.
Does it just go by region?
Well, I mean,
certain places?
well, a lot of the eastern tribes around here, there's a lot of turkey feathers that are used. There's a lot of feathers that were, the game birds that were available. Of course, the eagle is the essential bird. These, so I don't get in trouble. These are imitation eagle feathers, but this would be all real eagle feathers. We have our feathers, but we don't bring them out in the public. Right. So being out in the public and being out, we would do something like this here. So this bonnet would be a replica made up of that. But the eagle, any bird of prey, you have to be very careful. You have to have your tribal card. You have to be careful with that. We don't want to get anyone in trouble or have
Right. But at the time when you say you earn your feather,
yes.
How would, just very briefly, how would they earn the feather? Is it because they hunted? Is it because they received a certain level?
They would have done well. They would
learning?
earn a feather. Warriors would earn feathers by doing good things in battle.
Okay.
Counting coup on their enemy, they could earn a feather, or doing something very special for the tribe.
Okay.
Very special, something that could be life risking. That you put the people first,
right,
instead of yourself. You would earn feathers. I have earned feathers, over the years. I have been given many feathers over the years of different things that I have done, for people or for my council. But that's how you would get the feathers.
Are the feathers obtained because the animal was taken in its nourishment and you don't waste anything, and then the feathers are come because they're dropped?
Well, finding a drop feather is a wonderful gift.
Yes,
It's
it
a
is.
wonderful gift from Creator, and if it's dropped near you, and if you see it dropped, then it's meant for you to have.
Yeah.
It's very special. That's really strong medicine. But as far as the animal stuff going on people's outfits and regalia, yes, a lot of those might have fed the family.
Right, I
Might have
understand.
fed the family.
That's what they did back then, yeah.
Would have fed the family, use every part of the animal. In the back of a teepee village, they would have a bone dump, a little ways away from everything. All the bones would end up in this bone dump,
Right.
and that was their hardware store.
Right.
So when they needed a new weapon, or if they needed a tool, they would go to the bone dump, the bone pile, and they would dig through it, and they would find club handles or something for a new knife blade or whatever.
Yeah.
I have leg bones of buffaloes. They're enormous, and they make wonderful clubs. I display those in the teepee
In the
also.
teepee, so people would be able to
They can
see
see what we,
Yeah.
before we had steel,
Right.
before we were able to trade and pick up pieces off the battlefield and really start getting some modern type of stuff, yeah.
So tell us about what's on the floor there.
This is a bag. When we have our outfits on, when we have our leggings and our breech clout, our outfits have no pockets. No pockets whatsoever. So we have many different bags. I'll probably have 6 or 7 different bags inside my teepee, and each one of them may have something different in it. So one bag would be if you were going hunting. You would always take that one bag. So
Right.
this bag here is made out of a turtle shell.
I saw that.
Yep, this bag here is made out of a turtle shell, and right now I have some sage in it, and that's all I have in it right now. But this bag, we try to use every part of the animal. This turtle probably fed the people in the village, but that's what that is. So we have some very primitive style bags. I have a bag from a wolf pelt. I have a coyote bag. I have a skunk bag.
So you have a bag for whatever activity you're doing.
Right. If we're going to do a ceremony or something like that, I would grab a particular bag because I try to preload them before I go to set up camp. I try to preload them with different things in them. So if we're doing something sacred, I have one bag with sacreds. And I have, like I said, I have a skunk bag, and I usually keep my valuables in that because no one wants to touch the skunk bag.
Just in case.
Something's
still going on.
Yeah. But
That's cute.
So that's that. Yeah.
Oh, that's too sweet. Okay, so tell us again. 37th annual powwow in Rutland, Mass. Now, where is it located?
It's on Pleasantdale Road in Rutland.
In Rutland.
And you can't miss it. Once you get up to Paxton Center, there's signs for Treasure Valley, and just follow the signs.
Tell us about this little one.
This cradle board, my dear daughter, who is 19 years old now, and her name is Many Ponies, and she was brought to the circle at Worcester Intertribal's circle, her first powwow, in that cradle board. And she received her Native American name, Many Ponies, while in that cradle board. The dress that doll was wearing, I made that dress, and that's the dress my daughter wore on that day. There's the sash, that was my daughter's, that is my daughter's sash, and it is my daughter's cradle board. I say it is. But it was made for her by her Native American godparents, and it was given to my wife before my daughter was born. And when we knew she was going to be Rose, and my wife and I went to 7 different weddings in a season, and it was all to support the bride. And we went from weddings that were at powwows, at VFW halls, to black tie affairs. And the last one we went to was a black tie affair. We go home and we settle in after that wedding, and my wife says to me, she says, "We're going to have to start saving for Rose's wedding now." And I said, "It's going to take many ponies to take her from our village." And she said, "That's her name."
See that?
So that's how it happens. That's how a name can happen.
It can happen. So the parent can choose the name?
Yeah, the parents being elders in the family can name their child. Sometimes it's a holy man in a village. where I was chief at the time. I was able to do that. I brought that name, I brought that story to our clan mother at the time, Princess Ramona, and she was the eldest woman in our village. She was our clan mother. I told her the story. I told her what I wanted the name to be. When she heard the story, she said, I would be honored to name your daughter that name. So her and my teacher, Sleeps with Eyes Open, who has also passed over, they both named my daughter that day at powwow. So those are the type of things that can happen at powwow.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's amazing. And it's wonderful.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
What is it that you hope, I mean, other than people having a good time and learning about an indigenous culture that's very tied to the world and to the United States, what is it that what else do you hope that they take from it?
I hope they take, when they leave the grounds, pick up a piece of litter if you see it. Walk gently on Mother Earth. She is our mother. She gives us everything we need to survive. And she's hurting right now. And if people can try to walk in some type of balance and be good to each other, if they can see that happening in the village that we create at powwow, and let the people know that we're still around. And during the daytime, yes, we go to work. I put my work clothes on. I get in a car. I have children that ask me, you know, where does my teepee? Where do I live? What do I live in the woods? You know, the smaller the children, they don't know. You know, and I tell them, you know, when I go home, I hang these clothes up and I put my regular t-shirt on and my regular jeans on, and but this is part of my culture that I try to honor. Right. One of my ancestors survived everything that went on for me to be here. And I honor that, and I try to tell people, find out who you are and honor those people. Those people, you know, sacrificed a lot for all of us to be here. So no matter what the nationality is, honor the people that came first. Yeah. Yep.
And it also helps you to reflect and know yourself a little bit better.
Yes.
And that's important.
It really is. It really is.
Okay. So just before we close, would you like to close with a song?
Well, I'll do a little song. Yeah.
Sure.
This is a traveling song. This is an Eastern song. This is a traveling song, and we get the children to participate in this song, and we get the children to make an owl sound. And when I raise my hand, you're going to go hoo hoo. You're going to be the children. You're going to be the children in line. So we're all in a line. We're moving camp, and this is how we kind of know that the children aren't too far behind. Alebajikwe hakweone, alebajikwe hakweone, alebajikwe hakweone, alebajikwe hakweone. Yo yo wena, yo yo wena, yo yo wena, yo. Yo yo wena, yo yo wena, yo yo wena, yo. Alebajayana kweone, alebajayana kweone, alebajayana kweone, alebajayana kweone. Majahane, 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 yo. Majahane, 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 yo.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Thank you. I am Ramona, and you've been watching Ramona Interviews. Stay close to your tribe, explore your life, and go in peace.
Oh.